What's up?
New shots. Singapore is looking to phase out internal combustion engine cars or ICE cars by as early as 2030. And country has great public transportation, government's encouraging people to cycle, to walk, be healthier, but yet there is still a long-term place for private transportation. And there's a role to play for electric vehicles to help Singapore achieve its goal of being a greener nation. So today I have Germaine Tan, who is a Model X owner, a Tesla Model X owner in Singapore, to just hear her perspectives about owning an electric vehicle, the pros and cons of driving a Model X in Singapore's roads, and her experiences with the Tesla community in Singapore. Germaine, tell us about yourself.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me, Daren, first and foremost. I've seen a couple of your videos and I love that he showed up in a Tesla shirt today. Look at this man. So I'm actually a radio DJ at 987. I'm also part of TOSG, Tesla Owners Singapore. And yes, I drive a Model X, as you can see here.
And tell us another fun fact about you. So because you're a DJ, a lot of people know a lot about you.
Okay.
So what's something that most people may not know about you?
Something that most people may not know about me. Okay, so I've had a lot of people, see me online, and online you take pictures in a certain angle, so you look very tall. As you can see, there's that next to me. As you can see, I am vertically challenged. So when people meet me in real life, they tend to say, "Oh, you're not as tall as I thought you are." But it's okay. That's why I have an SUV, so I can sit higher.
Fun-sized people can have big cars.
Exactly.
And I believe your car is named Pixie.
How did you know that? Yes, my car is named Pixie with a capital X.
Because it's a Model X.
I love that.
Can you tell us about how your journey with Tesla started?
Wow. I mean, to be honest with you, when I got this car, I didn't know much about Tesla apart from knowing about Elon Musk and maybe SpaceX. But there were virtually no Teslas here in Singapore, right? So I didn't really understand that. But I did understand the concept of EVs, carbon emissions. So I think when I was looking to change, the car that I drove, I thought, why not give EVs a chance? And when you think of EVs, you do some research, naturally Teslas are at the forefront. At that time, I had to parallel import this car. So it did take a little bit of a hassle, I would say. Now it's so much easier with Tesla in Singapore, right? You get so much more support and all that. So I was a bit nervous because I was asking questions like, where do I get insurance? Is it very expensive? Why is the road tax so astronomically expensive? I was asking if anything's wrong with the car, what workshop do I go to? There's virtually no support for these things. And the dealer actually told me that, if something is severely wrong with this car, they would have to send it back to the UK or to Hong Kong to fix, which would take months. So I kind of got it with the faith that, okay, nothing will happen to dear Pixie. Please don't let me be separated for Pixie for a couple of months. Yeah, thankfully, so far, nothing has happened.
0 Hong Kong trips.
0 Hong Kong trips!
Touch wood.
Yeah.
Touch cement. Now, back then when you were picking your car, Tesla had the Model S, the Model X, the Model Y. No, they don't have the Model Y, they have the Model 3. They don't have the Model Y yet.
Yeah. S3 and X, yeah?
S3 and X. What made you pick this model instead of the 3 or the S?
That's a great question. Before Pixie, I was driving more like low car sedans and all that. So I felt like I wanted to change. I've always wanted, I actually considered getting a G-Wagon, which is really high up, right?
Wait, sorry, what's
a
the
G-Wagon, the Mercedes that's like really huge, the SUV.
I see.
Very fierce on the road. It's sort of like it's really a huge car, right? Insert picture here.
You will see a picture in the video.
Hey. But yeah, so I thought I would get something a little bit bigger because I wanted to feel like I have a better command of the road. You might not feel me because you are quite, you're of a higher stature, but from someone that is, seeing the world at this height, I mean, squat for a second. Look at the world from my... Isn't it just depressing?
It's different.
It's different, exactly.
That's my daughter's world. This is my daughter's world.
Your 5-year-old daughter's world, huh?
Everything's a lot more amazing actually down here.
I guess, in a sense, the air is a bit, But yeah, so I thought I would get an SUV, just try it out, and the one thing that made me want to get the X are the gull wing doors. Of course. I mean, the S doesn't have it, the 3 doesn't have it, only the X has it.
It is very unique, right? You won't see, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
you won't see any other cars with Falcon wing doors like that.
Like that? Probably not. Like this way? Probably not, yeah.
Like you saw in the opening intro sequence, you won't see that happening anywhere else. And why Tesla? There's so many other EVs.
I think at that point of time, I didn't really see many other EVs. I just thought of Tesla and I kind of had this connection with it, you know? I was just like, let's give it a go. Let's give this Tesla thing a go. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. But why not try driving an EV and see like how the experience is? I had no one in my life who drove an EV. So no one I could go to for experience. I didn't even know about, you know, our founders of TOSG who were driving Tesla at the time. I didn't know them at all. So I felt very alone, but also it was a very exciting time. Yeah.
That is huge. One, first, you bought a car from overseas, you brought it here.
Yes.
Second, no one else you knew drove an EV.
No.
Actually, what has happened since then? Because you're a pioneer even among your own family and friends.
Yeah.
Like since then, what's happened? Like has more people started getting more EVs? Were they encouraged by your experience?
I think people are naturally very curious about the experience. I tell them the full truth, you know. Yes, there are benefits to driving an EV. Yes, it does come with some sort of considerations as well, like a charger. Where are you going to fit that if you don't stay in a landed property? Insurance is higher. Now with TOSG, it is a bit, you know, lower. Road tax was really astronomical when I first started driving this car 2 years ago. But I do give them the full rundown, which is that literally there is no engine, you see. Yeah, so let's say, you know, always Singaporeans, we love going to the hawker center, stop next to a shopping mall, just stop our car there and leave the engine running.
Yeah.
That's actually illegal, right? You're not supposed to leave your engine on while the car is idle. Whereas with this car, there's no engine, right? So your aircon could be on, your music could be blasting, and it's completely fine. Yeah, and I think a lot of the features in the car make people very curious. Yeah, but I think as much as possible, I don't have a whole ton of friends that drive.
Yeah.
But I am trying to convince, like, for example, my mom to switch to Tesla as well. Sorry, mom.
You'll get there. So, since Germaine mentioned and teased features to us, let's take a look at the car and let Germaine walk us through some of the features.
Let's go! All right, come on in. So let's see what we have. This is what you saw earlier on. This is the Model Xmas that you saw. Have you ever seen this toy box? Yes, right?
Yes, I have, but
Yeah.
still.
I
Model
don't know.
Xmas is unique to this model.
That's right,
So
yeah.
if you want to buy your family a very atas, fancy Christmas gift, you know what to get.
The whole car. Yeah, so there are, you know, some really cool functions. For example, emissions, where if I...
That was...
Daren, come on!
Had a very nice rojak just now.
You let out a good one, but yeah, that's something. We also have, you know, fire mode, get cozy. This one's very cute.
By the way, you cannot see this in the video.
Yeah.
But you don't just see fire in the screen. The car actually physically turns warmer. Like
Exactly,
the seats heat up.
The seats heat up. Usually there's like music playing. It's for when you're in a winter country, for example, right? And you want to kind of have a nice cozy time by the fire. So I thought that was really cute. Of course, we can't forget. Of course, we can't forget about the games. I mean, look at all these games. That's just beautiful. My favorite has got to be beach buggy racing. This one's like, okay.
This one, you literally control it with the steering.
With the steering wheel, which is just amazing. I'm not very good at this game. Thank goodness I'm better at driving. It's not representative. But yeah, while that is loading, I mean, I got myself a lot of these nonsense lah. This is not official Tesla. I have to put it out there, okay? But it is very cute.
It is. When I first looked at it, I was thinking, wow,
No.
I missed this in the Tesla store.
No, it's not official Tesla.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So that's a phone holder, charger as well?
Phone holder.
Wireless charger?
Yeah, this is a wireless charger
I see the
as
cable
well.
at the bottom.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one of my favorite games to play.
Oh, video game. And By the way, when you all play this game on a Tesla, the wheels actually move, the tires actually move. That's why when you go to a Tesla showroom, they do not let you play this game.
Because the wheels move, right? No, because you control it with this, right?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go! Why am I going backwards?
Again, disclaimer earlier, right? Not indicative of real-world driving.
I drive way better than this. Hello? Daren, no! You get the idea. And it's actually
really fun.
the same color as your car as well. Like, this is...
That's a very nice touch.
Yeah, mine is a black car. Anyway, guys, please don't... This is not representative of my driving. Or is it?
Let us know in the comments. What do you think? Yeah. Sometimes we have to live life vicariously through video games because we can't do it in real life.
Indeed, yeah. So, I mean, I love that. You know, my car is just pretty much my second home. I love playing a lot of music. There's karaoke as well.
Very
which
nice.
We love karaoke.
So you can do your carpool karaoke more easily here.
What else do we have in this car? A lot
This
of
thing
stuff
here,
is
you mentioned, so there's a lot of roof. And you were mentioning in an earlier article, one story you said, right, when you went to office, they took your temperature and they said, oh, above 38 degrees.
Yeah, because the sun was just beating down onto my forehead here, and my forehead absorbed all the heat, right? So when I went to the office, they wouldn't let me in. They thought I had a fever. I told them it's just because of this.
So for Singaporeans, especially a lot of Teslas, a lot of roof. They wonder, is it very hot? Does it get very sunny? What's your advice?
It does get very hot. You have to be practical about it. When I first got the car, I thought, you know, I'm not going to do a solar film, or I'm just going to do a clear solar film that you see here. But it's virtually impossible because it gets so, you know, scorching, especially when the sun is right above you. So this is the darkest, the one with the biggest heat rejection, highest heat rejection. Here you have to get a regular one.
I see.
So that it, you know, it goes with the you know, legalities of it. Yeah, but from here up, it's technically your roof, so you can get the highest heat rejection, which is great. Yeah, and you won't burn your entire head off, essentially. Yeah, look at this. I live in a very comfy car. This car is just a safe space for anyone that wants to come in and chill. Pretty much.
It's like your home away from home.
It is my home away from home, and it's so spacious, so comfortable. Like, if we could do road trips in Singapore, this car would be perfect for road trips. Yeah.
So fingers crossed, in 3 months' time, road trips.
Who knows?
A lot of people have already seen like all these YouTube videos about EVs accelerating, going very quickly, near instant acceleration. And a lot of people also know that EVs tend to be quite quiet. Yeah. So what would you say is a really underrated benefit of a Tesla that many people do not talk about?
I think an underrated benefit of the Tesla would be that... Okay, so with the... I've spoken about this before as well, but with a petrol car, there are gears, right? You have to shift gears. So when you step on the accelerator, it goes... Gear 1, gear 2, just to get up there, it takes a bit of time. Whereas with an EV, and that was something that I was really shocked by when I first started driving this car, you press it and it just goes pew! And from the outside, you can actually hear a sound that goes pew!
Wow.
Yeah, actually, because I was quite shocked. I stood outside once and someone was driving it. It went pew! So the power just comes, you know, to the degree that you press the accelerator, which I think is just... It's just amazing. It's wonderful. It's something that I think I've never experienced in my life before.
So that's huge. You feel a power. So going from a internal combustion engine car to an EV, what will you miss though? Like the V8 vroom vroom.
I was never one of those that was into the vroom vroom. So I wouldn't say I miss it. I wouldn't say I miss it. I don't know if I would ever go back to, you know, a car with an internal combustion engine. I can't possibly say. But for now, I really am enjoying this car. I don't think there's anything that I miss. I really do love Pixie a lot. And yeah, Pixie has become my home.
You can see that Pixie actually has a lot of love. You can see all the small touches here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is not standard factory issue, yeah? No. You can petition Elon Musk, but this is not standard factory issue. And
Yes.
you can actually see your Tesla's name in like the
You
console.
can actually.
Yeah. So
Just have to find
you
it.
can name your car.
Where is
I
it?
think
there?
somewhere in the whole menu.
No. I know this.
Okay,
Oh,
without
yeah.
sharing the details.
Without sharing this.
Yeah. So you see the
It's
car's name on the
easy.
top right. Yeah. So that's your car.
That's right.
And you can change the name of your car as well because it's all software.
Yes, you can.
So all of this, right? Many
Yeah.
people will say, "Oh, Tesla is like driving a computer because you get software updates."
Oh, I see. You do get quite a lot of software updates actually. I update my car probably. Sometimes they come in every other day. Sometimes it's like once every 2 weeks. I have, in full honesty, you could cut this part out if you want. In full honesty, I have had certain situations where I'm driving
Yeah.
and the system kind of malfunctions.
Oh no.
This part goes blank. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
driving
scary.
dark. Yeah, I'm driving dark. I've tested it before, the signal still works.
Yeah.
But you can't hear it. I can see the signal's reflection in the next car, but I can't hear it in the car. This part is black, it just resets. You wait maybe about a couple minutes, it just reboots. Yeah. That has happened to me before. I don't know if it's happened to anyone else. The first time it happened to me, obviously I shit bricks, right? Because I was driving blind.
Yeah.
Don't know what km I'm at and all that. But yeah, I think for now I'm just used to it. Yeah, it happens. But I think one of my biggest fears is running out of battery.
Huh.
For sure. Like running out of battery, I think sometimes, when you go home and then you plug your phone in, right?
Yeah.
Naturally, sometimes you forget.
Yes.
You're too tired or something
Yes.
like that. It's the same with an EV, unfortunately. I've left the house with less than 10% of battery. Gotten home maybe with like 1 or 2%. On the edge.
Wow.
On the edge, yeah.
Also, this Model X has the Model X and the Model Y. No, sorry. The Model X and the Model S has a HEPA filter with Biodefense Mode.
Yes, let me show you that.
So you can survive like a zombie apocalypse.
Let's see if
or the
there
haze.
if there were biochemical weapons in
Yeah.
the car now. Like, oh my god, no! Oh my goodness.
Do you hear the aircon sound? Look at that.
It's intense. It's trying to clean the biochemicals out right now.
Can filter COVID.
Cannot with the COVID. But yeah, first time I hit that by accident, I thought something went wrong. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Are you trying to blow me out of this car? But yeah, I realized that this is biohazard. Right.
So that's one cool feature of the Model X and the Model S.
Sure.
Do you notice any practical difference with the air filter?
Practical difference? Not really though. Our air in Singapore is, to be honest, not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and we hadn't a haze in a long time.
That's true as well. Touch wood.
Yeah.
No haze. Huh? Yeah. So I think for now, not much of a difference. I do enjoy the aircon, especially on a hot day when you come in. It does take a while, but on a cool day like that, it's freezing. Yeah.
And I believe you're also a Marie Kondo fan.
That came out how many years ago?
See.
I see.
What happens on internet stays forever, right?
Exactly, it stays there forever. Yeah.
So
But I watched one Netflix show and yeah.
I'm a Marie Kondo fan also. I'm also
Lovely.
minimalist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to ask you, there's a lot to love about your Tesla, but what does not spark joy about your Tesla?
Wow, what does not spark joy? Oh, Pixie, don't be hurt when I say this. What does not spark joy? It's a safety feature, right? So anyone that's in the back seat, if you're not putting on your seatbelt, it will beep. I'm very thankful for that. That's absolutely the way it should be. But when you see, like when I have my bag there, and I forget and I start driving, it beeps constantly non-stop. It thinks that it's a person because of the way it's registered. Yeah. So I have to put on the seatbelt for my bag in the back seat.
Wow.
Just so that it doesn't beep continuously when I'm driving. But sometimes I just forget, right? Yeah. So I think it's a safety feature. I'm thankful for it. I wouldn't change it. But yeah, it does not spark me joy.
I hear that that's a pain point for pet owners as well, for Teslas.
Yeah, for sure. But I love the pet mode on this one. Oh, here. Okay.
Yes.
Dog.
Oh, look at that. So these are all the different modes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got dog mode, camp mode.
Camp mode.
So people can actually camp on the Tesla.
Oh, for sure, you could camp in the Tesla. I think it would be lovely. Oh, it's very cold. Oh, I'm freezing. I am freezing.
So this is like the climate control picking up already.
Yeah, but yeah, when
lucky
the pet
pets.
mode comes on, there's a screen that comes up that says, "Don't worry, I'm safe." You know, the aircon is on and all that, so that people walking from the outside know that you're not abusing your pet and the pet is fine.
Have you got a chance to try like any pets in your car before?
My dogs have separation anxiety, so it's a little bit tough. Yeah, my dogs freak out the moment that you leave the car. Even if, like, let's say, you know, I'm with my partner and my partner leaves the car to buy something, my pet freaks out. So yeah, I try not to leave them alone.
Okay.
I feel bad. You know.
But it's there for those of you who need it.
For sure.
We're very independent pets. Now, could you show us around the rest of the car?
Oh, sure. Okay. Shall we go from the outside? Let me open
so again, with Tesla, you just pull the door up here and it opens by itself.
Let me open the door for you. Be careful. Leave it open more.
And you can see the Falcon wing doors opening.
Okay. Hello. Really spacious back seat. You could put these seats down if you need to put very, very heavy things. I've had a few people moving offices and I help them out with the car because you can put this down and put some really long things here, you see.
Yeah, because it's like a hatchback, so it's really spacious.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go to the boot as well. This is the trunk. This is also not official much. I just got it because, as you can see, I've torn into it already, but...
Looks legit, huh?
Looks legit, right? Yeah, it's just to cover this part because I felt like this part is a bit
Does this open up for more storage space as well?
Yes, it's very messy. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, yes, it does open up. There's this part. There's this part as well that opens up.
Wow, there's a lot of
very
space.
huge boot space, Here, okay, let's go right front.
And you press this button to close the trunk.
So this is the front trunk. The front trunk is usually where I put my groceries because it's easy reach. You have all these like thingamajigs that they give you. I've never used one of them. Yeah, so that's the front trunk. As you can see, there's no engine. Yeah.
And ideally, you don't want to have to use those accessories.
Yeah, I think those are maybe for like if you're more on the go and stuff, or if you charge your car outside. But for me, I charge it at home. Yeah, so it's quite okay.
So you see some bling over here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And you mentioned that when you first bought your Tesla, it was originally in black.
Yes, it's gloss black. Like here. It's gloss black.
This is the original color.
Yeah.
And you then wrapped it to different colors like white.
It was white initially, then pink, and then now it's black with Tiffany blue accents. Yeah. It's kind of like changing clothes, you know? I feel like it adds to the car's personality. Yeah, personally, I really like wrapping car. I would honestly say wrap over spray, because spray is something that you can't undo.
Yes.
Right, and get the original color back, but wrap, you just gotta peel it off.
Convenient.
For sure.
It's basically accessorizing your car.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so this is the Model X. It's one hell of a car.
For sure.
Now, some people ask, Germaine, this car is quite big for Singapore's roads. Like, Tesla designed the Model X, you could say almost for American roads.
Absolutely.
So people are wondering, in Singapore and a lot of smaller urban cities and roads, it is quite big, right? How's your experience driving it?
Honestly, okay, but looking at it, do you think it's a really huge car?
It's okay.
It's okay, right? I think it looks a bit more intimidating than it actually is. It honestly is very okay in terms of the size. I think it might be one of the bigger SUVs, but there are way bigger cars, like, you know, the Defender, the G-Wagon, like those are already huge as well. I think it's just a matter of getting used to it in terms of the size. Yeah, maybe for the first few months I had to, you know, be a bit more careful doing quarterings and stuff like that. But now I'm completely used to it. Yeah.
And how many other Model X's have you seen in Singapore?
I have seen, I want to say, I've seen a lot of Model 3s recently. Model X, I've seen maybe 2 others. A red one, which which belongs to the dealer that sold me this, the
Mm.
boss of the dealership, and maybe a grey one.
The grey Koguan has a grey one. So matte
Could
grey.
it be his?
Yeah.
It could be his, yeah, but I've barely seen any, that's the thing, yeah. So, but even when I see other Tesla owners on the road, I'm like, hello. Even if they don't wave back, I'm like, hello.
Ah.
Yeah, just being friendly.
So is there like a symbolic like Tesla gesture you say to other Tesla owners? What do you do? Like is it a thumbs up, a wave?
There should be, right? We should institute a new,
Ah.
right? Yeah. Like, if I see you and then you're in my rear view, I go, I just try to wave, yeah. I just try to wave and smile and all that, just to be friendly. Yeah. We're a small community, but yeah, we should support each other.
And you talk about community. Actually, how is your experience with the Tesla community here?
Ah, yes. Okay, so for many years, I did not know there was a Tesla community. I was so lonely, you guys. When I first joined the TOSG group, right, I told everyone I found my people because I was so lonely. I told them for the last few years, I had no one to go to with any problems with my car. I had no one to ask, and no one knew in my circle like how to advise me and all that. Even my boyfriend who's in the car industry, no clue because it was such a new thing, right? So I feel that what they're doing and the work that they're doing will really encourage EV adoption and Tesla adoption here in Singapore. They're making insurance rates more affordable. You know, they're giving you like I believe some free charging at certain SP stations and all that. So all these things that they tirelessly work behind the scenes to put together, and it really does take a lot of effort. And everyone is doing this sort of out of their own hearts, right? Their own time, their own effort. It really does help, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, it is a growing community. It's growing fast. There are more than more than 550 Teslas on Singapore's road right now,
Yeah.
and growing quickly.
For sure.
You also mentioned, as your role as a DJ, you get to meet a lot of different kind of people in life,
Definitely.
from the youngest to the elderly generation.
Yeah.
How's your perception of EVs evolving in Singapore?
Ooh, I think the young ones know exactly what EVs are. They love Tesla. So usually when I drive on the roads, like I'll see a kid with their parent, and the kid will be like mouthing to their parent like Tesla, Tesla, and then their parent will be like kind of like a bit confused. Maybe about a year or 2 years ago, some of them might not even know like what a Tesla is, but now they have a better understanding of that. But I feel like it's the kids, the new generation, that have a better understanding of Teslas. Yeah, in terms of EVs, I think the older generation, they have very valid concerns. Where do I charge my car? If HDB is going to install a charger, if it's only one charger, how many EV cars are there? Is there going to be enough for me to charge? Because I cannot drive my car without battery, right? So they have very valid concerns there, and I think it'll take some time to for us to progress and solve those concerns. But I think we're on the way there.
Definitely echoing a big concern. I live in a HDB. I want to get a Model Y, but there's no EV charger there.
Exactly.
I just got to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
So I know one part of it is government trying to get more EV chargers. But other part of it is also perception, mindset. Teslas do have good range. I hear a lot of owners who are able to run about 3 to 5 days of normal city driving before they need to charge.
Yep.
If you go on a road trip to KL, different lah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you can't go on a road trip to KL because there's no charging points.
Ha.
You would just probably get lost somewhere in Malaysia and not be able to come back. Have to tow your car back to Singapore, yeah. I've considered all that before, but I realized that there are not enough charging points. Even in Singapore alone, not even to say that my car's not compatible with most charging points here because it has to be retrofitted, right? But I can't even imagine taking a road trip. But imagine like this car in somewhere like the US, that would be perfect.
Agree. And actually talking about charging, there are different EV plugs. Like most of Asia and Europe uses the CCS, the combined charging system. But then because of your car, it is a different
From
plug.
the UK, yeah. Wait, we can have a look at it.
Yeah, let's look at the plug.
You know what the CCS looks like, right?
Yes, it's a bit bigger one.
This one, So, fun fact, only 1 year into driving this car did I know that you can just do this. I did not know that for a year. I used to press the button on the computer screen. Yeah. But, so this is not the CCS one. Indeed.
This is the
The UK
proprietary charger. It's like a Tesla proprietary plug, right?
Daren, I have no idea.
So that's the other concern actually with many new potential buyers. Like,
Yeah.
what's a charging port? Which one do I use?
Exactly. Because I drove this to Orchard Central thinking that, oh, I could do a video for TikTok, charge it. And I went, it doesn't fit at all. Yeah, so I posted, I asked for help. People told me, oh, you have to get it retrofitted and all that. I was like, never mind, it's okay. I have the privilege to charge it at home. I will let other people charge it outside, Yeah.
So there you go. The good thing is that Tesla now officially sells in Singapore, so you can use your new Tesla on their superchargers, which is available in 2 locations currently, in Orchard Central and also
Millennium Walk.
Yes.
Millennium Walk, that's right.
Third one coming up in the east.
Yes. Oh, where?
So we will see.
Okay.
You go to Tesla's website, you look for supercharger. There's one around the east. It looks like it's quite near like Parkway Parade, East Coast Park area.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
I also want to ask, like, how has your perceptions of EV changed? Because one of the things you mentioned earlier is you wanted to try to help the mission of sustainability, going green, and thought that buying an EV would help that.
Yeah.
How's your thoughts changed now? Is it still the same?
No, I think definitely sustainability is a huge part of it, right? I don't pump petrol. I have not really been to a gas station in very long time, and I feel like when I drive my Tesla to a gas station, like if I'm getting a drink or something, it feels wrong. Like, what am I doing there? Or like to pump my tires. But I think sustainability is a huge thing for sure. Fossil fuels, are a finite resource, and I think even just something like the emissions, right? When the car is idle, I feel a bit more sensitive to that now. Because my partner drives a manual car, so it stinks. Like, it really stinks, right? And whereas this car has zero smell. Yeah, so that's something I'm a bit more sensitive to, because whenever I'm around Pixie, there's no smell. I realized that on the street, actually, it's quite bad. And for someone that is cycling on the street, walking on the street, inhaling all of this carbon monoxide, I don't think it's very good for you. Yeah, but I've also, spoken about it before. Driving an EV is a privilege. It's something that comes with a lot of considerations. It's not something that, just anyone can wake up and say, I want to go green, let's drive an EV. That's maybe if, I will not use a plastic straw.
Yeah.
Then you can have such a simple consideration. But when it comes to an EV, we have to have empathy and understanding, for people that want to, but can't get there at this point. Yeah, and it'll take some time, but I think by 2030, we'll see a whole different landscape on the roads in Singapore.
Agree. Like when Germaine, you first bought this car, because it wasn't originally sold in Singapore, it did cost a bit more.
It did. I actually don't know how much a Model X would cost if they had it now, but the Model 3 is how much cheaper as compared to a P9.
Now you get a Model 3, it's about 140, 150k.
Yeah. Before that?
Before that, it was closer to 300k, I would say. 250, 300k maybe.
So a Model X, let's say if Tesla brought it in, maybe 200 plus? Do you think? High
Possible,
200s,
yeah.
high 200s?
If you get the fancy one, 300 plus, like the plaid version.
Perhaps.
Yeah, so cars are among the most expensive in the world in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a privilege, as Germaine mentioned. It's a nice to have, but it still plays an essential role in the country. There was a stat that there's still about 1 million vehicles in this country. About 20% of households in Singapore own a vehicle.
Oh, okay.
So with the look of the Model X, Germaine, Falcon wing doors, is it a gimmick or really useful?
Wow, that's a tough question. You cannot ask me that.
Speak from the heart.
Of course it's a gimmick. Because traditionally, why would you need Falcon wing doors if you can just open a door like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's a fun gimmick. Yeah, and a lot of people think like, oh, if you park in a multi-story car park where, there are cars really near to you, don't you hit the cars all the time? Actually, no, the car is really smart, believe it or not. It does sense if you're too close to it. Like, for example, we'll show you later, but if, let's say you're standing outside, it will not hit you. It might give you a little bump, but you'll be fine.
Can I put my life at risk trying?
Okay, but you have health insurance.
Got.
Okay, very good.
So I believe there's a button to press.
Yes, from the back you can close
This
it as
red
well.
button, right?
Yeah. Okay, so close it. Just do it. Okay, we'll try to open it. You stand right in front of the door. And you just press the inner corner. Really hard.
Still needs to improve.
I'm sorry, the car clearly does not detect you.
It doesn't like me,
as a
lah.
human.
The car doesn't
I'm
like
so
me.
sorry,
Yeah.
Daren. You have health insurance.
God.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine, guys.
But I also show that again,
Yeah.
no car is perfect. Every car is trying to improve as well. And you've been owning this car now for how many years?
A little over 2 years, 2.5 years maybe.
2.5 years. And you talk about how young people know Tesla, right? They will just mouth it and smile outside. A lot of young people are also big fans of SpaceX now. So you all may recognize this car with the Falcon wing doors. This car is the same car that brings astronauts, ferry them to the Falcon 9 rocket to go for space missions.
Wow.
That's pretty badass. How do you
That
feel owning the
is.
same car?
I feel so great. And you know, speaking of SpaceX, my
Yeah.
boyfriend actually bought me one of those. You know, on the back of the car it says Model X, right?
Yeah.
He bought me the one that says SpaceX. He's gonna stick it on the car for me. Then I was like, but this is a car, not a rocket. He said it's fine, it doesn't matter. But just stick it on. It's just the little things, lah. It's the little things, yeah.
It is. The brand awareness is amazing. You talked before in the past about how Elon Musk is this quirky guy. Your car, Pixie, has its own quirks as well. Like your own, reflecting your own personality also.
For sure, yeah.
So, what does it say when you see people who drive a Tesla? What's your perception of it now?
Wow. I mean, previously it was like spotting gold, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't see that many people with the Teslas. Now when I see them, generally I wanna have the perception that they are friendly, because when I wave to them, they wave back and they smile at me, or they make attempts to wave at me first. But I know of people that have, you know, been gossiping about how this Grab is very ugly and stuff like that. I mean, that's your own opinion lah. It's okay lah. We all like different colors. Yeah. So I don't know, I'm torn. But naturally I feel like they're friendly because they wave and they smile at me. Yeah.
It's true. And also 10 years ago, the Tesla community used to be more, I'll say more techy, a bit more male. And back then it was all like all the roadster, very fancy cars.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Now I think it's more accessible. Like most normal families can get a Model 3. It's almost the same price as buying a Toyota Camry in Singapore for 150,000. So it's more mainstream. Right?
Yeah.
Like the dream is closer to reality for more of us. I won't say not
For
everyone,
sure,
but
for
more
sure.
of us.
For sure, for more. I think more people can even consider, you know, getting a Model 3 in this day and age.
What's your advice, Germaine, to those of us in Singapore who are looking to switch your cars the next 1 or 2 years or 3 years? Like, should they die need to get an EV? Is it still okay to get an ICE car or even a hybrid? What's your take?
I think with a car, especially in Singapore, because it costs so much money, right? It has to be a very personal decision. It's got to be something that you are comfortable taking you from point A to point B. And like, if you have a big family, get a big car. You know, if not so big, maybe you can save a little bit. But when it comes to, should you drive an ICE car or an EV, it really depends on the support that you have in your particular area, where you stay. Like, you have to think, charging is the biggest concern.
Yeah.
If you can get that out of the way, you're one big step closer. Let's say I would say if you do want to get an EV or you want to get a Tesla, wait maybe like 2 more years or till 2025, because
Okay.
they did say that they're going to install one charger at least at every HDB block by 2025. So that at least is a step closer. And of course they're going to install more than one, right? Not just one. So wait a couple more years. I think things will change drastically and your choice will be much clearer.
Yeah, no rush. But the cars are going to be here for a long time, and infrastructure is only going to get better. So I think the government's goals are just helping us be more sustainable. We're going to see it being a lot more tangible in the years to come. Like if I ask all of you, audience right now, what percentage of all new cars sold in 2021 are just petrol cars, pure petrol cars? That means not hybrid, not hydrogen, not
In
EV.
Singapore?
In Singapore, yeah.
Can I guess?
You can guess.
How many percent are petrol cars?
Yes, pure petrol cars.
I know there are a lot of hybrids these days,
Mm.
so we have to discount that.
Mm.
But I'm still going to say at least 60%.
It is about there.
About there? Yes!
Yeah. It
Yeah.
started the year at about 70%.
Oh, wow.
Started year at 70%. Now so this is September data, the latest data September.
Of course.
It's about 60 plus 62%.
Wow.
So it's not bad.
No, that's a huge jump for just less than a year.
But with that said, to be fair, a lot of it is hybrids.
but still, that's still one step closer, right?
Yes.
Even a hybrid like a CHR,
Yeah.
so many people are driving that these days, and I love it. Yeah, it's so how do you say, the range is great because it's a hybrid in itself, right? Yeah. Why not?
So, what's your next car going to be after Pixie?
Don't say that in front of Pixie, she'll be very hurt. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that Pixie lasts me for a good long time. Yeah.
So, SUV?
SUV, I love. Especially if you're short like me, you know what to get.
I got friends, a lot of fun-sized friends at SUVs in Singapore as well,
Yeah.
so again,
I love that.
echo that feeling. Thank you for sharing your stories, giving us a look at the Model X, sharing your experience with the Tesla community, how at first you felt really lonely and now there's a few more friends in the
Yes.
community.
Yeah, I have Daren as a friend now that we finally met.
Finally met for the first
Yeah.
time.
Exactly. After being in the same group chat for a while. But yeah, Daren, thank you so much for having me and having me on your channel as well. I really loved sharing about Pixie, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to direct them to Daren because he's a trove of all this knowledge, clearly, statistics and all that. He'd be happy to help.
Slowly learning every day. You can also find Germaine. I'll put her social links in the video description below. And of
thank you.
course, you can catch her every night, 8 p.m.
To
to
12,
12 midnight on Singapore's #1 hit music channel, 987 FM.
High five. Nice
Pass,
one, Daren.
pass.
Pass. Thank you very much.
So, if you found this video fun, useful, instructive, inspiring, click the like button, hit subscribe to stay updated to more videos like this. Take care, and one day if you spot Pixie down the road, do wave.